The relationship between KZCF and K-12 schools in the community centers on two key areas. Pre-K programs and scholarships. The challenge: break the cycle of intergenerational poverty created largely by systemic racism in Kalamazoo's North Side and Douglas neighborhoods. The goal: influence the development of children so they are ready for kindergarten. The method: remove barriers like affordability and transportation to quality pre-K for 3-year-olds. Together, the Northside program serves 28 families that do not qualify for free pre-K through Head Start and are not able to afford high-quality pre-K on their own. A 2015 grant of $279,000 from the foundation for this program covers all tuition costs, classroom equipment, supplies, the salaries and expenses for personnel, research and student assessments, parent engagement services, and recruitment and transportation expenses. The Community Foundation awards more than 300 scholarships totaling more than $1 million to local students each year. The scholarships come from 53 different funds with awards ranging from $250 to $7,500. More than $27 million has been awarded to area students over the years. Many of the scholarships are for high school seniors, but there are also several for students already enrolled in college and non-traditional students. All Community Foundation scholarships may be used for tuition and fees, room and board, books, transportation, and personal expenses associated with the cost of education. Areas of improvement center on two critiques. In 2015, Ta-Nehisi Coates spoke at the KZCF community meeting. Comments in the survey included praise as well as increased expectations. Quote, "The greatest takeaway is that KZCF would bring in this challenging thinker," end quote, says one attendee. Another says, quote, "KZCF as a white institution should not feel a pass by bringing Coates to Kalamazoo. We will see how dedicated KZCF is, not just bringing him, but truly living out his work," end quote. This critique of KZCF's commitment to the African American community can be categorized as, quote, "narrow sectarianism," end quote, Shirley, 1997, page 27, on the part of activists that, when combined with a tendency toward redistributive rather than transformative empowerment on the part of the foundation, keeps the community members from fully engaging in the, quote, "generalized reciprocity and social trust," end quote, needed to engender broad-reaching collaboration around school and neighborhood change. Brownlow, 2014, Shirley, 1997, page 27. This critique manifests in various factors that preceded the eventual demise of an ambitious cradle-to-career initiative in Kalamazoo from 2011 to 2017 called the Learning Network of Greater Kalamazoo. It was dedicated to bring together community stakeholders to support educators, improve the lives of children, and establish a continuum of education that went beyond the K-12 classroom experience. The Kalamazoo Community Foundation had been the anchor entity and fiscal agent for the Learning Network and provided $7 million in funding. However, the last evaluation report published last year found that the barriers to success generally fell into 3 categories: design, implementation, and partners. For design, the funder, which was KZCF, should not have driven the work, but should have supported emerging community needs, and that people only listened to the funder when they were in the room, and education was not the funder's skill set. For implementation, there was a lack of solid connections within the K-12 educational space, a lack of diversity in those participating at the table, as well as in the types of organizations receiving funding. And then the Learning Network became more focused on holding events and less focused on supporting collaborative work. Finally, for partners, organizations were not willing to work together. They refused to share data, and some people thought that they could do the work without partnering. So these egos and territorialism greatly affected the effectiveness of the organization. Finally, there was really a lack of authentically heard voices at the decision-making tables of recipients of the services through partner organizations. As articulated by Kennedy and Tilley, 1990, quote, "redistributive empowerment," end quote, implies a more temporary, context-based solution, whereas transformative empowerment allows for a more, quote, "countercultural collectivism," end quote, which may be limited in terms of short-term gains, but holds greater potential for permanently altering the school community agenda.